Richard Fowler, Democrats have some opportunities to get into the game here. Are they going to take them?
Oh, yeah. I think there are opportunities to get in the game. I think that there's also a different ball game as starting tomorrow. We have one more seat in the United States Senate, thanks to the Alabama pickup. And so I think the president, for him to get the rest of his agenda through, I think he wants a very busy 2018. He's going to have to rely on a couple of Democratic votes to get things done. And on top of the fact that he has some vulnerable Republicans. So I think he's going to have to work with Democrats. So the ideal or the notion that he has to depend on just getting I need the wall, I need the wall, I need the wall, is probably his tune's going to change in a couple of days, because he's going to need Democratic support to get anything done.
You know, Lisa, it's kind of ironic based on what Richard just said, because, I mean, it's true that the game would have been quite different before the end of 2017. Now they do have a pickup on the other side of the political aisle, but they really couldn't rush DACA through. There were Republicans who didn't want to see them do that.
Well, and Richard makes a great point. You know, Republicans are down a seat in the Senate, so that certainly does make things more difficult. But on an issue like immigration, you know, it is going to have to be something bipartisan. And there's some very big divides both in the Republican Party, I think, on how to address it, and within the Democratic Party. You also have President Trump saying, you know, no wall, no dice. But you have Democrats and even some Republicans saying that they don't want a wall. So it's going to get real interesting.
So what is the divide in the Republican Party over this issue?
I mean, you've got people like Senator John McCain, Lindsey Graham, you know, part of the Gang of Eight, Jeff Flake, who have supported comprehensive immigration reform. Then you've got senators like Tom Cotton and Senator Perdue, who want to make changes to the legal immigration process with the RAISE Act. And I don't think that Senator John McCain is on board with that. So, I mean, there's going to be some deep divides in how to even approach it from a Republican standpoint. But there are a couple areas where Republicans could still go alone if they try to address Obamacare repeal, or some have said that they want to use the reconciliation process to address welfare reform.
Right.
So we're going to be busy,
we do
is what
know
this means.
Kennedy, right before the end of the year, we know from our own reporting and sources that there were some meetings off-site on Capitol Hill, kind of dealing with it the same way they did early talks on tax reform, unbeknownst to the rest of us, talking about, you know, the Alexander plan, the Murray-Alexander plan, and what that could look like, tackling health care in the new year.
I don't think health care should be at the top of their list if they don't have a plan, because I think Republicans are setting themselves up for failure again. The smart move economically, as far as debt and deficit, would be entitlement reform, and that's what Paul Ryan wants to do.
Ahead of infrastructure, where they could get a bipartisan.
I understand that. I understand Mitch McConnell feels that that's a smart political play because they bring Democrats on board. They have to bring Democrats on board in order to override the reconciliation process in the Senate. But I don't think that's the smartest move, because you're going to have to borrow money in order to pay for that infrastructure plan. And we already have $20 trillion
Are
in
you
debt
seeing
in
the
this
yes, Kennedy, I agree with you dance?
Yeah, I'm actually surprised to see Richard agreeing on this.
I'm not surprised to see him dance.